we have made it to CarMax. Right now I'm shopping for the new daily. What do you think? Should we get a Mini or a Mercedes-Benz? Wait, what do we have right here? This is a 2020 GT500? You're kidding, right? This is a non-handling pack GT500 actually, and they want $91,000, and it's got 2,000 miles, so it's used. And CarMax is officially charging a markup on a 2020 GT500. What has the world come to? As you can see here, this is officially, yep, it's a non-track pack and $91,000. I bet that they will offer you pennies on the dollar, but you can buy your CarMax official stickered GT500. So you know what? As we're shopping for a new daily, is the GT500 back on the table? They actually bolted on a official front license plate on the front end. So they bolted in with the drill holes right there in the front. And yep, there goes the clean look of your front bumper. This is the same exact CarMax that I found a GT350R for sale for $49,000. So for double the price, you get one of these. And it's got tinted windows, as you can see right here. Plus, zooming inside, it does not have the Recaros. Hopefully you can see, I do not have a polarizer on, so you gotta do your best that you possibly can. But you can see the stripes on the side parts of the seats, and then the Cobra in the middle. So this is a non-handling pack. Also has no carbon fiber dash. So this is well over $10,000 over sticker. Essentially, this is a bare bones 2020 GT500. No carbon dash, no Recaros, no handling pack, nothing it seems like. So, wow, that is so much money, $91,000. Okay, you know what? On a serious note, seeing that GT500 here, it does bring back a lot of memories and also questions that I get all the time regarding it. And I think it's been a great opportunity for me to really dive deep into that, because I get so many messages here and they're going, "Hey Austin, do you regret selling your Shelbys?" Or I bet you missed your 500, stuff like that. So in general, you know, having the car sold for about 6 months, it's given me a good amount of time to reflect. You know, I think I want to use this video as the answer, you know, the aftermath of my mistake. Let's do this. So let me answer all your questions the best I can, and let's actually go back to the video that started all. The video that I announced my GT500 track pack was for sale. This is it. This is the official video that I announced I was selling my GT500 track pack. Now, if you haven't seen this video, I highly recommend you go check it out. A very, very interesting video to make, because I didn't expect to make it. I do want to use this video to help clarify a few things here and there. This video, it kind of blew up. It got well over 250,000 views. And this is a video of me, you know, telling you why I'm selling this car. Looking over it again, it just shows me the adventure that we've been on, because we went from all the different Shelbys, that being from the 350 up to the 500 base model to the track pack, and then now we've got a mid-engine supercar. You know what? I think the best way to start off this video is to just read what you have to say, kind of like a Q&A, right? Because the best way that I can respond to as many comments as possible is to make a video like this, because it's kind of hard, you know, clicking on every single one of the 1,000 comments here and there and responding to them. So I think hopefully this video will serve to be very beneficial for all of you individuals who voted these as the top comments for the video. 21 minutes summed up. He doesn't like the tires, so he's selling it. That's a funny one. I really like that one. Well, I think 21 minutes summed up regarding you and your time. I think you misunderstood what I was saying. That is not the whole reason why I'm selling this car. If you watch the video, you heard about how when you go on track and you push the car thoroughly and you're on a track like Willow Springs and you go out for 20 minutes or longer, you end up using the entire tank basically of gas. So when you go back and forth to the gas station and back to the track over and over again, it really does add a lot of extra work and labor to a track day. A track day, you should be going out there focused on driving fast, enjoying the moment out there. But when gas on the track costs $6, $7, $8, you don't really want to spend that much money at the track. You could trailer the car. I saw a few comments here and there saying, why don't you trailer the car to the track? Well, I think that works either way. However, for me, I'm very much of a spur-of-the-moment kind of track enthusiast sometimes. I like the ability of being able to wake up, go to the track, and then drive home. That's what's so amazing about the GT500s and the 350s. These are road cars that can be driven on the road and then on the racetrack with ease, and they behave like they're made for the road and the track equally. Next comment down, $400 a session, maybe $400 for a track day. That's kind of like what it costs to go to like Laguna Seca Raceway. Sometimes Laguna can be upwards stuff like $500, $600. It's very expensive. But Willow Springs is like $200. But then when you add in $200 and then fuel for the entire day, yeah, I'd say $400 for a track day sounds about right. I know that's expensive. And before some of you guys say, oh, tracking is an expensive sport, you should know that. Trust me, I know that. Next one down. The next comment I want to go over is someone saying, it won't matter what tires you run on this car. It is a heavy car, and the amount of heat and G-forces, tires will be falling at a quicker rate. This is from Smooth is Fast. So both points are pretty dang accurate. Smooth is fast, and also the heavier the car, it does accelerate wear components. So the best way to picture it is like this. You look at a Formula One car, or you look at a race car. What is the one common theme with all these vehicles, even like high-performance exotic supercars? Well, weight. Weight is one of the most important things. So when you start having a heavier vehicle on track, the dynamics and basically the physics of a heavier car being pushed laterally with loads, crazy loads and G-forces, lap after lap, it makes the car put in extra work, especially the tires. So when you have a 4,000 plus pound car, well, the track pack weighs around 4,000 pounds, and then you add in a driver, which weighs probably like 150 to 200, and then if you want to get a ride on track, you could have 2 passengers, so around 4,300 pounds for like a fun session. Lap after lap, pushing the 760 horsepower monster, you're going to go through tires faster than a 2,000 pound car or a 3,000 pound car. So in general, it goes both ways. On one aspect, you can have a car like this to track pack and track it all the time and not really go through the rubber. It all depends on how you drive. If you're an aggressive driver, most importantly, if you're a fast driver, you will be going through the tires quickly. So if you're 10 seconds off the ability of the car, your wear would be completely different than someone who's way up there at the limit. So it all depends on how you drive. If you're a dedicated track enthusiast and you go to the track many times a month, having a heavy vehicle like this that goes through consumables so fast, not just tires, but gas, it's gonna really add up when it comes to cost, especially because when you look at this vehicle being front engined, it has extremely wide tires, that being 305s up front and then 315s out back. If you compare that against like mid-engine vehicles, usually they don't have the super wide tires up front, at least not to the extreme as a front engine car like a ZL1 1LE or a GT500. The reason why is because since the engine is put behind the driver in between the front and rear axle, the weight is distributed much more evenly. So you can put skinnier tires up front, and then with proper, engineering, you can make that work. So with a vehicle like this, you have to put really heavy tires up front to manage all that weight. The cost between a front engine car laid out like this versus a mid-engine car, the mid-engine car can be way cheaper to run. The reasons why I sold this car surround the weight of it, also the wear, the consumables, that being gas and the tires due to the weight. And I did try out different tires. I tried out Toyo R888Rs and I had the same result. I went through them in one day on track. It is because you're using a softer compound with R compounds, and some versions of R compound tires can be more hard than others. So what happens is that you could put a harder tire on it, but then you're losing performance. And then for this kind of vehicle with this much power that can go as quick as this car can go, you don't want to sacrifice performance because, hey, you just paid over 6 figures for it, right? So that's where like the problems arise. Also, I sold it because when I took it to Laguna Seca, I wasn't able to run it. It was a 105 dB, one of the highest dB days you can possibly get to at Laguna Seca. It's super rare to get to those days, and well, especially last year, and it's very expensive as well. So going out there, having the car on track, I made it 2-3 corners, and then next thing you know, I got the flag. Come on in, your car is too loud. It really shocked me because I wouldn't be able to enjoy this car on my most favorite racetrack there is. This is a track car that I can't track. More and more tracks out there have sound limits, so you can go all over the country and they're checking the sound level of your car. So even though you may have the most powerful, the fastest track Mustang ever made, at a lot of tracks you can't track your car because it's too loud to be a track car at many racetracks. Oh, it's over sound?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't track the track pack at Laguna Seca because it's too loud. I hope this is making sense to all of you. The same thing happened to, I think, Motor Trend. I was reading online that when they're testing the 500 and they're getting their hot lap, they also were getting the flag telling them, hey, this car is too loud. So even on a private track rental with Motor Trend doing their best driver's car, they were getting dinged because the car was too loud. Well, anyways, flash forward all this time, a few months later, going to the track more and more and more, joining a lot of my friends out there who have track pack 500s. And it's so cool when I see other track packs because their owners, they love their cars, and I understand completely. The GT500 is like one of the most fun cars you could ever track because of the entire experience, how it comes together with all that horsepower and the DCT, and the fact that you're driving a Ford, a Mustang Shelby that quickly. So with that in mind, tracking Benny's car, a good friend of mine, it just brought back a lot of fun memories, and it is a thrill to drive this car on track. Don't get me wrong. In summary, this car comes off as if it is meant for the purist, you know, the devoted Shelby enthusiast or someone who's just a fan of Mustangs. And with that in mind, it is just unbelievable. It is so much fun on track. Crazy fast. However, if you are a dedicated track racer who goes on a regular basis and is fast, I don't believe this is a sustainable car for that purpose. There is a reason why race cars and exotics are so light, and having the unbelievable opportunity to drive so many incredible different cars on track, like Ferraris, that being the F8, the Pista, and my McLaren. I've learned why these cars are made to be so light. To be honest with you, I'm not looking back. What I've done is that I've compiled my ownership experiences all together, and I came up with a decision, and I wanted to share that with all of you because that is what I do here on this channel. I've had the GT500 for a year, a handling pack and then the track pack. I put around 15,000 miles on them, dozens of track days. After everything I learned, I formed a baseline of what it is like from my experience. Another interesting thing is that a video came out showing Randy Post put down a hot lap in a track pack 500 at Willow Springs Raceway, and the time he got was, at first I thought there's no way that car's gonna be a lot faster, and he says in the video that the car was on, you know, cooked tires, cooked Cup 2s. But when I went out to test mine, I did have a couple thousand miles on my tires, but I ended up getting a 129, so about a second off Randy. And what I learned is that the grip you'll have your first day on track with the 500, and then the next day when you push it that hard and you go that fast, it could be night and day. I mean night and day, to the point where your next track day out, it doesn't feel like the same car, because the magic levels of grip that like Cup 2s offer when they're brand new, it's just unheard of. So yeah, he could have gone faster probably, of course, right? Because that time he was only 0.2 seconds faster in track pack than he was in the R. However, those 2 seconds he would have gained with newer tires, or 3, that rate of return to me wasn't enough to justify everything that goes into it, because after I got a 129, my next day out, the car just wasn't feeling the same at all. Out of all the track cars I've driven, you know, even my McLaren, it doesn't act like that. Even though you have way more horsepower, more downforce in the R, I just felt like the extra cost to run that car and the levels of fun and excitement, it just wasn't worth the extra price over a GT350R. If that makes any sense. For me though, looking at it, the weight is always on my mind, because driving it, you feel that weight. Okay, you do. Knowing that it has a subwoofer in the back, I don't know why that is. I know that's an option, but I opted for it because that was the only way to get the navigation and everything. And you're paying 6 figures for a car that doesn't have navigation. You got to opt for that. So then they throw in the subwoofer, and then it gets interesting. Yes, you can pull that out, but I wonder what the focus was, because if Ford would have used that $10,000 paint and stripe option, and instead of offering that, they offered like a carbon fiber hood and carbon fiber body panels here and there, just something else with that $10,000 option, people I think would have bought it. So instead of spending $10K on a visual cosmetic stripe, I would much rather spend that $10K on carbon fiber components to make the car even lighter. That's another thing that got to me. There are different things, compromises being made, and I understand why, I think, the more I think about it. In my opinion, I don't think this car is meant to appeal to that track racer that buys a Dodge Viper ACR. This is a Ford Shelby. You gotta realize, majority of them are gonna be on the street, going to Cars and Coffee or other events, or just being cared for and loved by the owners. You're not gonna find many of them at the racetrack. Look up right now online videos of track packs on the racetrack. You're not gonna find that many. Here's another good one. Look up Ford GT videos on track. The only videos you'll find, really, I think, are from magazines. I don't ever see videos from the owners of those cars on track. Since the weight was getting to me so much, and knowing how the car was compromised in the sense of it has $10,000 painted stripes but then a non-carbon fiber hood, or it's got carbon fiber wheels but a steel chassis with only an aluminum front end. F-150s are all aluminum. It got to the point where it just didn't make much sense to me to have this track car that I can't track. Hence the business decision I made to sell the car. My next objective was to go down the route of a mid-engine vehicle like the C8 Corvette, because I was just in shock about the way that car feels. And if you're wondering why I didn't get Ford GT, it's because the application process, I wasn't accepted to buy one of those cars. You have to apply to get it, and then Ford handpicks their owners. So the Ford GT was completely out of the equation. But think about it. The Ford GT was a no-compromise car. It was developed to be a race car. It doesn't even have cup holders or storage compartments. It's crafted out of carbon fiber. They were trying to save weight with that car. That mindset, that no-compromise mindset, I don't believe was really put into like the GT 500 track pack. For a track pack car, I would much rather see it to be much more aggressive and focused on being as light as possible. Look at the ACR with the Extreme Aero package. Huge carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber trunk, crazy aerodynamics, actual manually adjustable Bilstein racing shocks. I mean, it's like a dream come true for track enthusiasts. And that is my punchline. That is where I think I differ from so many people and where the confusion came from when it comes to this video. And that is why I sold my GT500 carbon fiber track pack. The car is incredible. I do love it. I'm so happy where it went. The new owner is an amazing person, very nice guy, and he really enjoys the car.
And I'm so excited.
Sweet dude.
Hey, thank you very much.
Great to meet you, and enjoy the car.
I will.
So no, I do not regret it. Anyways, I hope this video helped to clarify a few things here and there. Nonetheless, please let me know what you think about all of what I've said. And if you own like a 500, please let me know your experience, what it's been like so far, because I've heard so many great stories of other people. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button to help me out. Also, subscribe for much more great videos coming out your way. When you subscribe, also hit the notification bell. Stay up to date with all the new content. Anyways, I'll see all of you in the next episode.